Now it's time to press buttons and talk with Manky and ProZD.
Do you ever play sports? Do you ever do slam dunk?
No.
Wow.
Poking around this hallway has actually paid off quite handsomely.
Huh? How so, sir?
I found $50 underneath that chair.
Really? I'm gonna...
No, there's no more. I already looked.
Oh.
In a variety of different ways. I also found some encouraging advice written on the wall. I also saw that janitor man. I think it's time we had a little chat. Made a nice social connection there.
You're really good at seeing stuff.
With the real culprit of this case.
But can you see why kids love Cinnamon Toast Crunch?
Does it have a logical conclusion?
No, you fucking idiots, because the cinnamon sugar...
Don't call me a fucking idiot.
Well, it's kind of a dumb answer.
You're the one who dunked a key like an Oreo and tried to eat it.
Well, you never know until you try. I'm just courageous. You know who the killer is? Wow, Mr. Edgeworth, I can't figure it out.
Jesus, as long as my logic is sound, then yes. The mastermind behind this murder is none other than Mr. I'm just gonna say it, Mr. Portsman.
Holy fuck, what? Mr. Portsman, that's impossible. How, I knew it. That's exactly what my logic senses were telling me too, because I'm like an adult with basic deduction. I suspected it was him from the instant he accused Maggie of being the killer, sir.
That is anything but logical. Lady and gentlemen, prepare yourselves.
That's because two of us.
Come what may, it's time to knock on truth's door. That's what I call myself.
Is that what you call your... Oh.
I am the truth.
Call you that truth?
I am the law.
Edgeworth is the truth. Edgeworth is the way.
Mr. Portsman, I finished processing the bloody letter, sir.
Don't talk to me. All right. Let me take a gander at it. Pass it here.
Don't drop it.
Who? 5 points. Okay, looking good. You there, taking care of this.
Whoa!
Whoa!
Wow. That hurt. I'm just gonna...
Just like in baseball. Well, if it isn't Detective Gumshoe.
End of the line for you, Portsman. We've got you now.
Call off your dog, Mr. Edgeworth. Is this some kind of joke?
I'm not a dog.
It's no joke.
Kind of like
we know, Mr. Jacques Portsman, that you are the guilty party in this case.
My persona would be a dog, probably like a golden retriever. Whoa. You okay?
Yeah. You must be pretty upset getting chased out of your own room. I'd be bad too. So I guess you can stay, if you promise to stay out of our way. You intend to hide your crime under the guise of a prosecutor doing his job. I can see right through the unsightly, paper-thin mask you wear upon your cowl. Who'd have ever thought it would come to this? Actually, come to think of it, your mentor was Manfred von Karma, right? I heard he ate a man. Exclamation point.
He certainly did.
The legendary prosecutor who never lost a single case for 40 long years. But there was always this incessant chatter about forged evidence with that guy. Really teaches me that I've got to stay on the lookout for false accusations, you know? Are you done trying to play mind games with me? Because they won't work.
He's really good with mind shit.
The only thing you should be using that mouth of yours for now is explaining yourself. Although that too will only dig your hole deeper. Either way, your game is up.
I love this party, like tears him up and
it's so sexy.
Mind uses logic.
Well, aren't we full of ourselves? Even though you have yet to prove anything.
Oh, he'll prove something. Just watch.
Oh my god, it's the best part of my day.
Have you ever seen this? Oh, you don't even know who this guy is. Holy shit.
It's great. It's maybe
prepare to get your mind blown.
I have no idea what sort of harebrained idea you have in mind, but there's a mountain of evidence that points away from me being the culprit. Besides, how, may I ask, do you propose I unlocked your door and got in here? Look, I feel bad doing this to you, but I've got work to do, so we're done here. Sorry, but we are not finished yet. Boy, you're stubborn. I suppose you're basing your accusations on something? I'll show you what I'm basing my accusation on with evidence. Bitch. Ooh.
What do we have?
Well, it's got to be something about how he's definitely had the key.
Basketball. What do we say that? It can open every office and it was stolen for a long time, so he very easily could have.
But her prints were not on the knob, meaning she could not have unlocked it.
Okay.
Someone else did.
Found it in the
that was under
door.
the door.
It's from that dude. Cool.
Okay.
Go back. Besides, how do you propose I unlocked your door and got in here?
Okay.
Feel bad doing this, but I've got... So I'll press this. Have a little discussion about it.
Unfortunately, I believe I've already shown how earlier. Your speculations mean nothing, as I still insist that I could not gain access to your room. What should I do now? Should I raise an objection?
No, let's not stir the pot.
You would claim to have had no way to open my door. However, is that really the honest truth? Alright, I'll humor you. Go ahead, shoot.
Like you never do.
Very well then, I propose that you use this nice one gumshoe to open my door.
Probably the fucking key that opens all doors.
I believe you were able to open my office door with the master key that opens all doors, no less. Objection! Wait, hold on for a sec. I never laid a finger on that key, as you already know.
Is that... Do we know?
Precisely. You were able to open my door without lifting a single finger. Well, maybe you did, but only to direct. Ah! That's right. You used your finger to direct this person to open my door with the key.
Maggie.
Take that! You would ask Ms. Bird to open your own office door for you, yes? Yeah, I kind of forgot my key at home. Happens a bit too often for my taste, you know? But the room you had Ms. Byrne open at that time was not your own, was it? Ah!
What?
Get away from me! You have quite the imagination.
No, I'm your friend now.
But why don't we ask the girl herself whose door she opened, shall we?
I'm certain that it was Mr. Portsman's door, sir.
Gosh, I wonder why you thought that.
I checked the number plate to make sure I was opening the right door, sir.
Gosh. See, Ms. Bird backs up my story and those numbers can't be removed or switched. Yet what if you had misled her to fool her into thinking what you wanted?
Well, how is that possible? How do you just change that
How do you
door?
suppose I did that? Basketball hoop was completely stationary.
It's not like both objects that reveal that information are both
By
movable.
switching the number plates on our doors, for example.
That's right. Now I'm one back over on this side. They do slide out pretty easily.
I am probably innocent. Furthermore, you then used one other thing to give a very strong impression. That the door she was opening was yours and not in fact mine. I wonder what it could possibly be.
What a brilliant plan.
Well, yeah, what a good idea.
You just fucking...
Everything about this is so poorly orchestrated.
This is a very dumb... And he like runs in immediately and he's just like... I don't know, what? The basketball hoop, sir? The one that can't be moved and is always stationary?
You say that, Miss Bird. It's quite the peculiar fixture in any hallway, let alone a hallway in this building. Which is why it left an unusually strong impression on you.
It called out to me.
It's
Whispered.
an object perfectly suited to sit just outside the office of a peculiar prosecutor.
Every time I walk by it, it tells me...
Whoa!
Whoa. That's very true, sir. Because I'm just jumping
back and forth.
both sides.
I'm just really excited right now.
I really don't know if I'm guilty or not. I'm excited to find out. But there was a basketball hoop sitting there. I thought the door I was opening had to be Mr. Portsman's.
There are signs that the hoop has been moved.
Well, fuck me. I guess he's probably guilty then.
He's definitely guilty, but to sit it in front of my office, to be sure. I see. So that's how you throw suspicion on people. Thanks for the tip. But I think your conjecture is a little off the racetrack, which I've seen and never participated in.
I always go to race.
Rebuttal. Now you're just spouting nonsense. I had the girl open my office door. After that, I was in my room the entire time. You don't have a single reason to suspect me.
I have like 100 reasons to suspect.
So he intends to claim his innocence to the end, does he? Woohoo!
And did you
Bless you now, I'm as pure as innocent as my jacket. And Miss Bird is as dirty and guilty as the jacket she wears.
That makes me uncomfortable. Don't call me dirty. My jacket's not dirty, I'll have you know. I just washed it yesterday.
Please calm down, for I intend to show who is the one truly covered in slime here.
I made a special trip to the laundromat just to watch the jacket. I put it on my calendar.
Time for some Nickelodeon Double Dare.
Now you're just spouting nonsense.
What is Nickelodeon Double Dare? There's slime in it.
Oh, you were missing out, pal.
It's so much fun.
I was in my room the entire time.
It's probably
Not
that.
a single reason.
Isn't that the... Go to your evidence.
That seems objectionable.
What is the... Okay, Mr. Portsman office first. Oh, this first, actually.
Yeah. Actually, I think this is it, because he wasn't there.
Yeah, I brought... Just like we talked about, looks like you're out. Guess I'll catch up to you later.
Out, then he wasn't there.
Present it.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Objection! You are the dumbest... Tisku. You're the dumbest idiot I've ever met. That was a lie. What are you talking about? How was that a lie? This is a note that the victim left for you, Mr. Portsman. A note?
It's very unfortunate timing.
It was left under your door, or did you not notice? And right here it says, but you're out. You were not in your room when the victim came to call on you. So then, where were you and what were you doing? Whoa! Shall I explain it in full detail for you? You were busy... This music's pretty great.
Yeah.
You were busy snooping around in my room, the very room you had Ms. Bird open for you. Objection! That's just nonsense! You have no evidence that I made the girl open your door for me. Oh, but I do. I have very decisive evidence. No way! Fuck! This is proof positive that you had Ms. Bird open the door for you.
Is it the... Oh, wait, shit. Didn't mean to look at that. So that was stolen from the security office.
She unlocked the store when her prints were not found on the knob. Yeah, it's
okay.
Because she unlocked the door.
Oh, but she didn't open it.
I had your door dusted for prints. My door? What for? Come on, I bet you didn't find anything. You sure are good at wasting time.
Wow, good one.
You're right. I didn't find anything, and definitely not Miss Bird's fingerprints. Her prints? What do they have to do with anything? Let's put it this way. If she really was the one who opened your door, then her prints should naturally be on the doorknob she touched.
I don't follow that logic. Wow.
Further, can we just arrest him? All of the prints on my office door's knob have been wiped clean off. I can only assume it's because Ms. Bird's fingerprints were on it. Don't you think it's time you gave up your charade, like literally now? We know you stole into my office with the intent of stealing something from me.
What are you doing, man?
I'm just like, this is sad. What are you doing, man?
He's been out of town for months and like...
He's tired. He was on an overnight flight.
You come around and start fucking around and killing people and it's just rude.
What's wrong with you, dude? And Detective Faith found you out. Possibly because he heard sounds coming from a room whose occupant was on leave. Mr. Portsman, you killed Mr. Faith to silence him.
I'm so clever.
You are really not. And I had the misfortune to return when I did. You had to threaten me as you escaped.
Why didn't I just kill you?
Good. Yeah, as I said when you had the gun to my back.
But he asked me not to, so...
No one gets away with committing murder in my office. Rule number one,
bitch. It is pretty funny.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, it's not that funny. And just what's so funny, pal?
Mashuna. Well, that look of stiff seriousness on the face of this office's finest prosecutor, as he makes a huge mistake in accusing me, is simply too much to bear.
What?
There's just nothing else like it in the world. What?
Mr. Edgeworth just explained it all and even backed it up. You're the murderer. Like, this is basic. Stop trying to be slippery and just admit to the crime already. Like, it's undignified.
As I said earlier, it's also circumstantial, so full of conjecture.
There's like 2 cops in here. Like, arrest him.
You say you checked my doorknob for prints?
Oh,
well,
yes.
I can readily confess that I had wiped that knob down well.
Why?
I'm a little obsessive compulsive, you see. I didn't want to touch a doorknob that you had touched. That's fucking gross, which is why I wiped the knob down as soon as I could after you opened the door. After that, it makes perfect sense that only Jim's and my own prints would be on there.
You You made that up just now, didn't you?
No, I definitely didn't. Further, I'm so embarrassed by it, so I didn't say anything. Furthermore, as for the note Jim left for me, do you know exactly when that was? For all we know, he could have left it there before I arrived at the office. Like early evening, for example.
Let's see if a jury agrees with that.
Yeah, no, seriously. Well, in this universe, I don't know.
Oh yeah, I don't think they do that.
Are you saying you failed to notice a note in your doorway?
Hey, even geniuses fail at times. I was probably too preoccupied by work-related matters, although that's no excuse.
Now, that's just a flat-out lie. There's no way you didn't notice a note that size. It's a big piece of paper.
But you can't prove that, can you?
Not technically, but Jesus. Say something, Mr. Edgeworth. Back me up here, sir.
Now, in a jury system, it's like, why was the basketball hoop moved?
Yeah.
No, I wiped the knobs.
Portsman makes a good point. I can't prove that he didn't simply overlook it.
Guess he wins.
I guess he would.
After all.
Besides, I have an airtight alibi.
Oh, you didn't bring that up any.
Airtight, you say?
I only realized that I had one just now as we were talking, just, you know.
Oh, yeah, I couldn't have
One
possibly
that could have
done
been
it.
legit. So I was like, oh, you know, this one works. I guess it would have been better for all of us if I had told you sooner.
Yes.
What are you doing, man?
Wow, this is so
You were a grown
much.
adult. Maybe next time we'll get him.
Kick his dick? I don't know.
Yeah, like what else?
Fuck.
Do you have to kill him before he can go to jail? Like how far do we have?
Apparently,
So we just shoot him?